Hello, welcome to Ive's channel. Today we will learn about the exciting casting news and actor reappearances happening this week in Salem that will dramatically reshape storylines and bring beloved characters back into the spotlight. The highly anticipated return of Mark Greene. After an extended absence that has left fans wondering about his whereabouts, Jonah Robinson is making his triumphant comeback to Days of Our Lives as Dr. Mark Greene, a character who disappeared from Salem's landscape nearly 10 months ago. Robinson's last appearance occurred in December 2024, and his return marks a significant turning point for the Greene family dynamics that have been simmering beneath the surface. This Wednesday, October 22nd, viewers will witness an emotionally charged family reunion as Mark reconnects with his siblings Kat, portrayed by Annalyn McCord, Aaron, played by Louis Tomeo, and Felicity, brought to life by Kennedy Garcia. The Greene siblings have been navigating treacherous waters in Salem, and Mark's reappearance promises to add new layers of complexity to their already intricate storyline. What makes this return even more intriguing is that Mark will share pivotal scenes with DiMera, portrayed by the talented Dan Feuerriegel, suggesting that the Doctor's comeback is tied to significant DiMera family business. The interaction between these two powerful characters could set the stage for dramatic revelations and unexpected alliances that will keep audiences on the edge of their seats. Rita makes her presence known at DiMera Enterprises. Maggie Carney steps into the role of Rita, DiMera's exceptionally loyal and remarkably sassy executive assistant who has been working behind the scenes at DiMera Enterprises for years. Rita's character brings a breath of fresh air to the corporate atmosphere of the DiMera organization, offering sharp-witted commentary and refusing to tolerate any nonsense from her demanding boss. On Wednesday, October 22nd, Rita will find herself in the middle of a crucial storyline involving both Leo, played by Greg Ricart, and EJ, creating a dynamic trio that promises comedic relief alongside serious business dealings. What makes Rita particularly fascinating is her claimed history with the legendary Stefano DiMera, EJ's father, whom she supposedly kept in line during his numerous schemes and resurrections throughout the decades. Rita's no-nonsense attitude and snappy comebacks represent a much-needed female comic relief character that Days of Our Lives has been missing since the departure of Ann Milbauer several years ago. Her interactions with the DiMera family members showcase her fearless personality and unwavering dedication to maintaining order in the often chaotic world of DiMera business operations. Thomas DiMera's family time. Kerry Christopher returns to portray Thomas DiMera, the young son of Chad DiMera, played by Billy Flynn, in emotionally resonant family-centered scenes that highlight the importance of the younger generation in Salem. Thomas has been dealing with significant emotional turmoil recently, particularly regarding his father's complicated romantic situation with Kat Greene, who previously pretended to be his deceased mother, causing understandable anger and confusion for the young boy. On Wednesday, October 22nd, Thomas will spend meaningful time with Jeremy Horton, portrayed by Michael Rourke in his debut as the recast character who previously left Salem in October 2007. Jeremy's return to Salem as a long-term substitute teacher provides an interesting connection point for Thomas, who may benefit from guidance from someone outside his immediate family circle. This pairing suggests that Jeremy's reformed character will play a mentoring role in young Thomas's life, helping him navigate the complex emotions surrounding his father's relationships and the loss of his mother. The scenes between these two characters promise to deliver touching moments that showcase the multi-generational storytelling Days of Our Lives excels at creating. Amy Choi returns with emotional depth. Sherna Nielsen reprises her role as Amy Choi, the formidable and outspoken mother of Sophia Choi, played by Rachel Boyd, bringing her distinctive personality and unwavering opinions back to Salem's canvas. Amy has established herself as a force to be reckoned with in Salem, known for her domineering parenting style, her religious convictions, and her absolutely no-filter approach to expressing her thoughts and feelings about everyone around her. On Thursday, October 23rd, Amy will share inspirational and emotionally powerful scenes with Sarah Horton, portrayed by Lindsay Godfrey, that showcase a softer, more vulnerable side of this complicated character. These moments will reveal depths to Amy's personality that viewers may not have previously witnessed, demonstrating that beneath her controlling exterior lies genuine care and concern for those around her. The following day, Friday, October 24th, Amy will have significant interactions with Leo, played by Greg Ricart, and Al Calderon, creating opportunities for both dramatic tension and comedic relief as Amy's blunt honesty collides with Leo's own sharp wit. Amy's recent storylines have involved her daughter Sophia's complicated pregnancy situation, her unwavering opposition to certain decisions, and her role in orchestrating various schemes that have had far-reaching consequences throughout Salem. Her return this week promises to address ongoing storylines while potentially introducing new complications that will affect multiple families in town. Rachel Black's troubling memories. Alice Halsey appears as Rachel Black in scenes that will send shockwaves through the Salem community and raise serious concerns about the young girl's mental health and recent traumatic experiences. Rachel's character has been at the center of a deeply disturbing storyline involving a shooting incident that has left multiple people affected and searching for answers about what truly happened during that fateful day. On Thursday, October 23rd, Rachel's flashbacks and memories will capture the attention of her grandmother Marlena Evans, portrayed by the legendary Deidre Hall, who has long suspected that Rachel knows more about recent events than she has been willing or able to share. Marlena, a seasoned psychiatrist with decades of experience treating trauma and helping patients recover suppressed memories, faces one of her most challenging cases as she attempts to help her own granddaughter navigate through what appears to be dissociative amnesia caused by witnessing or participating in traumatic events. The concern in Marlena's eyes reflects the gravity of the situation, as Rachel is the daughter of Brady Black, played by Eric Martsolf, and Kristen DiMera, portrayed by Stacey Hayduke, two individuals whose tumultuous relationship and complicated history have already created an unstable environment for their child. Rachel's conception itself was controversial, as it resulted from Kristen disguising herself as Nicole Walker and seducing Brady, setting the stage for a lifetime of confusion and instability for the young girl. The constant back-and-forth custody arrangements between her parents, combined with Brady's struggles with addiction and various failed relationships, have contributed to Rachel's deep-seated psychological issues that are now manifesting in alarming ways. What makes this storyline particularly intense is that only a select few individuals know the complete truth about what Rachel witnessed or did during the shooting incident, including Marlena, E.J. DiMera, and Kristen, creating a web of secrets that threatens to unravel at any moment. The question on everyone's mind is whether Marlena's therapeutic expertise will be enough to help Rachel recall and confront her actions, or whether the trauma has buried the memories too deeply for recovery. These scenes promise to deliver powerful dramatic moments that showcase both Alice Halsey's talents and Deidre Hall's legendary ability to convey complex emotions and professional dedication to helping those in crisis. The week of October 20, 2025, represents a pivotal moment in Days of Our Lives storytelling, bringing together returning actors, debuting performers, and established cast members in storylines that will have lasting consequences for Salem's residents. These casting developments demonstrate the show's commitment to honoring its rich history while introducing fresh dynamics that keep longtime viewers engaged and new audiences intrigued by the complex relationships and dramatic situations unfolding in this beloved fictional community. Part 2, Friday, October 17, 2025, Will Johnny Stay with Titan? A day of decisions, doubts, and unexpected calls on Days of Our Lives. It was a day full of uncertainty, hope, and heartfelt reflection in Salem as Days of Our Lives unfolded on Friday, October 17, 2025. The episode centered around Johnny DiMera, whose heart and loyalty were pulled in two different directions, between his powerful family at DiMera Enterprises and his new, more grounded life working for Titan. As fans have come to expect, what began as a simple conversation at the bar quickly turned into a deeper exploration of loyalty, love, and the ongoing struggle between family duty and personal happiness. Johnny and Brady, where is Sophia? The episode opened at the Brady pub, where Johnny sat across from Brady, the two men lost in thought over a missing person, Sophia. Her absence hung heavily in the air, casting a shadow over their otherwise casual evening drink. Brady, ever the voice of practicality, tried to reassure Johnny that Sophia would turn up, but Johnny's expression told another story. He wasn't just worried, he was haunted by the uncertainty of where she could be and what she might be planning. The tension eased only briefly when they talked about Tesoro, the little boy whose future has become an emotional focal point for both Johnny and Chanel. The latest development offered a glimmer of hope. Johnny and Chanel were now in a position to adopt Tesoro. It was a rare moment of optimism, but, as with everything in Salem, there was a catch. The adoption could only move forward if Sophia agreed to it. And given her unpredictable behavior and emotional volatility in recent weeks, that agreement was far from guaranteed. Johnny's voice softened as he told Brady that Tesoro had become more than just a responsibility. The boy represented a new beginning, a symbol of love, family, and second chances. Yet that future now rested in the hands of a woman who was nowhere to be found. The DiMera Titan divide, a family at war. As the evening went on, the topic shifted from personal matters to business, and in Salem, the two are almost always intertwined. Brady mentioned that Titan and DiMera were officially parting ways, and that change was stirring up more tension across town than anyone could have imagined. The separation wasn't just a corporate split, it was a reflection of the long-standing rivalry between two of Salem's most influential families. Johnny, sipping his drink, admitted something that might shock many longtime viewers: he would rather stay with Titan than return to DiMera. His tone was calm, but the weight of his words was unmistakable. It wasn't that he had stopped loving his family, he explained, but rather that Titan had given him something the DiMera world never could: peace of mind. He didn't have to constantly look over his shoulder, wondering who was plotting what, or whose ambition might tear the family apart next. At Titan, he could simply work, and for the first time in a long while, he felt like his achievements belonged to him, not to the DiMera name. Brady nodded, perhaps understanding better than anyone else what Johnny meant. Both men had grown up in the shadow of powerful families, families that loved fiercely but fought even harder. The conversation was less about business and more about identity. Johnny was not rejecting his family, but rather choosing his own path, one free of the manipulation and moral compromises that seemed to follow every DiMera like a curse. He reminded Brady that when he needed support the most, during the court hearings and the chaos that had surrounded Tesoro's case, it wasn't the DiMeras who stood by him. It was the people from Titan. That loyalty meant something to Johnny, and it was clear he was ready to repay it in kind. A decision to stay, or go. As the night grew later, Johnny stood up from the table with a sigh. The choice was his to make, and deep down, he already knew where his heart was leading him. Titan represented a clean slate, a chance to build something on his own, away from the DiMera legacy that often felt like both a blessing and a curse. Before leaving, he thanked Brady for his honesty and friendship. Brady simply raised his glass and told him, "You don't have to be a DiMera to make your mark. You just have to be Johnny." That line seemed to stick with Johnny as he left the bar. The air outside was cool, and the lights of Horton Square glimmered in the distance. Somewhere out there, his future awaited, and perhaps, if luck was on his side, Sophia and Tesoro too. An unexpected call. As Johnny walked toward the square to meet a group of students from the community program he'd been mentoring, the episode gave viewers a tender glimpse of the man he'd become. Thoughtful, responsible, and searching for meaning beyond the business empires of Salem. But just as the evening began to settle, the peace was interrupted. Across town, Tate Black, Brady's son, was pacing nervously, his phone pressed to his ear. When Brady answered, Tate's voice came through with a mix of fear and urgency. "Dad. I need your help." The screen cut to Brady's face, eyes narrowing in concern, as the familiar tension of impending drama returned. Whatever Tate was involved in, it was clear this wasn't a casual call, and once again, the Brady family was about to find itself at the center of a storm. Final thoughts. Friday's episode may not have been filled with shouting matches or shocking betrayals, but it offered something even more powerful, a portrait of quiet, human struggle. Johnny's decision about where to belong, Sophia's mysterious disappearance, and Tate's desperate plea for help all built toward a story about family, both the one we are born into and the one we choose. For long-time viewers, this episode carried the emotional weight and slower, reflective pacing that has made Days of Our Lives a beloved classic for generations. It reminded us that in Salem, loyalty is never simple, love is rarely easy, and every choice, no matter how small, has the power to change everything.